The quantum cascade failure had spread across 3 star systems before the Hegemony Council finally admitted defeat. Ambassador Kethvar watched through the observation deck's reinforced polymers as another research station succumbed to the expanding void, its molecular bonds simply ceasing to exist as the cascade consumed everything in its path. Estimated time until cascade reaches Proxima Colony? Kethvar asked, his forearms trembling despite his diplomatic training. 14 standard hours, replied Captain Yilnex, her chromatophore skin shifting to deep purple, the color of mourning among her people. Our evacuation ships can't move fast enough. 2 million civilians will be caught in the wave. The assembled representatives of 7 species stood in stunned silence. The hegemony had faced many threats across the millennia: stellar wars, plague outbreaks, even the occasional rogue AI, but nothing like this. The cascade was a tear in spacetime itself, caused by their own experiments in dimensional folding technology. It consumed matter, energy, and even the fundamental forces that held reality together. There must be something, insisted Counselor Vex, his crystalline body resonating with frustrated harmonics. Our combined fleets, our technology. We've tried everything, Kethvar interrupted. Gravitational barriers, temporal shields, even antimatter bombardment. The cascade adapts and grows stronger. Our best physicists calculate it will consume the entire galaxy within 6 months. A new voice cut through their despair, harsh and guttural compared to their refined dialects. Not quite everything. Every being in the chamber turned toward the speaker. A stocky, bipedal creature with pale skin and primitive clothing. Human. The species they had quarantined to their small corner of the Orion Arm after first contact had revealed their disturbing nature. Commander Rodriguez, Kethvar said carefully, I wasn't aware Earth had been notified of this crisis. The human smiled, an expression that still unsettled most galactic species. We detected the cascade 3 days ago, started working on the problem immediately. She gestured to the datapad in her hand. We think we can stop it. Captain Yilnex's skin flashed incredulous yellow. Your species hasn't even achieved stable fusion yet. How could you possibly? Because we're insane, Rodriguez said matter-of-factly. At least that's what you all decided when you quarantined us. Remember the psychological evaluation? Pathologically aggressive, prone to self-destructive behavior, capable of violence against their own species. The uncomfortable truth hung in the air. Humanity had been isolated not because they were technologically inferior, but because their psychology was deemed incompatible with civilized society. They fought wars, destroyed their own environment, and showed a disturbing tendency toward what other species called impossible solutions. The cascade feeds on order, Rodriguez continued. It thrives on stable quantum states, predictable reactions. But humans? We specialize in chaos. Our plan is to create a quantum paradox bomb, a device so fundamentally wrong that it shouldn't exist according to any sane physical law. That's suicide. Vex resonated in horror. Probably, Rodriguez agreed. It'll certainly kill whoever detonates it. The quantum feedback will tear apart their molecular structure in ways that violate several conservation laws. But it'll also create a cascade of impossible states that should collapse the original failure. The chamber fell silent except for the hum of life support systems. Finally, Kethvar spoke. How many volunteers do you need? 50 ships. 50 crews. We've already got them. Rodriguez's expression grew serious. But here's the thing, we're not doing this for free. When this is over, we want equal representation in the Hegemony Council. No more quarantine. No more treating us like dangerous animals. Done, Kethvar said without hesitation. 12 hours later, the human fleet engaged the cascade at the edge of Proxima system. The quantum paradox bombs functioned exactly as predicted, creating impossible reactions that reality couldn't process. The cascade, faced with truly chaotic data, collapsed into stable spacetime. The cost was exactly as Rodriguez had warned. 50 crews, including herself, dissolved into quantum uncertainty. But 2 million civilians lived, and the galaxy remained intact. At the memorial service, Kethvar finally understood why humans were so dangerous and so necessary. Sometimes, when all hope was lost, it took something truly insane to save everyone else. The galaxy's most civilized species had built their society on logic and order. But they had forgotten that sometimes chaos was the only answer.